Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the Best College series. I am Shereem Herndon-Brown. You've been on this page before, hopefully, and you're curious to know what I know about colleges and how I can share that with you. So, today we're going to talk about Villanova University outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, but a great school in the same tradition of schools like Georgetown, Notre Dame, Boston College, Holy Cross. I mean, we're talking premier St. Joseph's, premier Catholic and or Jesuit schools. I believe Villanova, regardless, I can look at this right here. Is it Catholic or is it Jesuit? Yes, Catholic. But bottom line is excellent institution, big fan. I want to take you through everything that I normally do when we do these programs. Remember, anytime you're looking at a college, you want to look at the academics, look at that in a second, the activities, the acceptance rates, and the admissions requirements, or admissions requirements and acceptance rates. You always want to make sure that you're considering all of those elements as you review schools. But as we think about college admissions in Villanova, I'm going to show you that here are the admission statistics. Early decision, 49%. This is from 2024, were accepted, and regular decision 2023. So again, it is considered to be, it's 25% admit rate. So again, I think that is a reach school for almost everyone in the country. If you go into this process thinking that Villanova is a safety, you're wrong. You go into thinking that it's a target, depends on what your your graded scores may be. But again, by their own admission, 49% of their students get an early decision and then 23 regular decisions. So again, if you apply early decision, you have a better chance of getting in. Some standardized testing information that I always think is helpful. 25% of enrolled freshmen submitted SAT scores. Villanova is still in the test optional area. I hope that hasn't changed by the time this is published. Whole bunch of admissions policies. For those of you who may be new to this, I am sharing information from Custom College Plan and College Planner Pro. It's a software that I use within my business. Graduation rates, great statistic. I love to see this. I love to know that Villanova takes care of their own. Ooh, it's horrible. Sorry that. I mean, they almost have 100% students applying, graduate within 4 years, which is great. A lot of students are happy. They don't get a lot of attrition, right? Kids are not transferring out, which means that they're happy students. Suburban Philadelphia is extremely nice. They get the resource of having the campus. Great men's basketball, women's basketball, rah-rah school in that same vein, but there's also the metropolis of having Philadelphia nearby. So I'm a big fan. Financial aid information is here. That is not cheap. Sorry about that. Don't shoot the messenger. And they have the net price calculator here. And again, the need-based aid. So Villanova is not poor, but they have packages depending on what your financial situation may be. 20, again, that's a lot of bread. It's a lot of money. So I hope this is helpful to start. Remember, anytime you look at colleges and the college search process, you're looking at cost, location, major career, right? So we're looking at some elements of money. Let's look at some academic programs here. A few years ago, a client of mine, one of my wife's best friends, daughter became a client, and she ended up going to their nursing school. So health professions, I believe she applied to. I was very, very proud of her. Registered nurse, look at that. So she became a nurse. A wealth of different programs. They have a business school. They have, again, really great programs in a city-ish, but suburban part of the city that I highly recommend. So the academics are plentiful. If you look at the FIS guide, I always try to show families this. These are the schools that Villanova often overlaps with: BC, Fordham, Georgetown, Lehigh, Notre Dame, Northeastern, UPenn, and Virginia. So again, selectivity is important, and it's also important that you look at the schools that are very similar. So we've looked at the academic programs, and now I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to look at some of the things that I know are critical as you go through this process. So I'm going to go to their website, actually. I always want families to look at their activities. What is there to do outside of the classroom? So anytime you're looking at a website, you look at their academics. You can see all their different schools and colleges. Engineering, nursing, professional studies, or I guess graduate school, law school, business school has an undergraduate component. Very important. But then you also want to look at the student, about us, like campus life. Duh. You can always look at athletics as well, but campus life. What is student life like? Dining services, residence life, bookstore, public safety. Again, you want to know how the school protects its students. How do they engage? And yes, I understand it's a website. They're not going to show, oh, report a crime online. Again, I am a parent, and I always want to make sure that families see elements of the school that they may not be looking for initially. But campus life, student life, what are the clubs that are involved? Are there the arts, the athletics, residence life, belonging and inclusion, the first year experience, family relations, great resource, student involvement, fraternity and sorority life. Um, Again, Villanova is, I recommend highly all the schools that I'm sharing with you guys. I recommend. I wouldn't do so if I didn't otherwise. But I really do think that anytime you look at the academic programs, then you look at the activities, and I explained to you that you want to look at the admissions requirements. So we go to admissions and we go to undergraduate admission, and we see what does it take to even apply to Villanova, right? What are they asking for? They have their AI bot. I think it's pretty strong. You can check it out. Apply, request information. Sorry for my face being there. Visiting. If you're going to visit, please click on the visit tab. You can do a virtual visit, which I do co-sign on. If you make sure you look at the academics, the activities, the admission requirements, and acceptance rates, schedule a tour, right? Online resources. Villanova's done a great job here of really sharing what's required. You can click here. They use the common application. Um, First year applicants, dates and deadlines. There's a writing supplement. So there's the personal essay, but then there's also the additional writing supplement, which is very, very important. So again, go to the websites. That's the point here. Is that I want you to go to websites and learn more about the schools. Acceptance rates. I'm going to show you something else. So while I showed you their acceptance rates and we looked at their admissions requirements, remember, if you come here or Google Villanova Common Data Set, great, great, great resource to really learn more about the Common Data Set. Really allows you to do a deep dive into a lot of important numbers that you may be considering as you go through this process. Enrollment, professors, admissions, money, how it's allocated. A lot of good information that sometimes I can go do a deep dive on, but I always want families to know that this resource is available and you should be using it. Net price calculator, if you're looking for financial aid, Villanova explains very clearly what their process is as it pertains to financial aid. So, Villanova University, big fan. I went to high school outside of Philadelphia also, so I became familiar with Villanova, but I know students who've gone there who are very happy. And like I said, my wife's friend's daughter went there and she's a nurse now, and I'm really proud of her. So, again, check us out on the Best College series. We are big on building college lists for families. We want to share this information with you about different schools, but hit us up at Strategic Admissions Advice, and we can hopefully help you and your family to navigate the college admissions process. All right, have a great day. Bye bye.